Vince here. Pretty excited for today. Today is we're going to be going over a couple different things. As I said in the title, we'll discuss Pokemon Go, forgiving yourself, and asking for help. As far as on the menu this morning, I have my breakfast posted in there. But for lunch, I have 2 cups of broccoli, 4 cups of spinach, half a cup of rice, 4 ounces of beef, and some sunflower seeds. For dinner, I have some zucchini, quarter cup of rice, 4 cups of spinach, 5 ounces of chicken, and small mince. So really excited about that. So we're gonna get that going. I do have my egg whites in the oven. The muscle eggs in the oven baking, so they should be done in about 12 minutes, and I'll show you what that looks like when it's done. So later this week, like we talked about, we're going to get into the actually showing you how to do the exercises. I may just go live today during my workout, or have one of the trainers with me to help me do that video. But I did want to talk about this Pokemon Go game. I first learned about it, I guess, right before it released, or right after it released. One of my clients, Lang, told me about it. And she was like, yeah, da-da-da-da. And I had no clue what to expect. But from a fitness perspective, I think it's absolutely phenomenal. Now, I'll probably never play the game. I haven't downloaded the app. I don't really have the disposition to play the game or games, too much. So I'm not a gamer. I have no clue what's out, what's a good game, a bad game. I don't even think I even played Madden. Maybe once when I was I don't even think I ever played Madden. So with that, my last gaming series ended with Super Nintendo. That was like 20 years ago, if not longer. So, but I think it's awesome because most games you see today, all it is, this is just some chopped up scallion. All it is a sedentary disposition. So you get to sit and you play the game, and the people, the images, they move, but you don't move. I remember when Wii came out, the Wii was supposed to be the answer, for the sedentary gaming situation. But the reality is that you're still in your home, and you found out unique ways to hack the game. I know when I was bowling, I used to and sometimes you can bowl from your couch, and still get a strike. So you didn't have to be mobile. Even with the tennis, I remember the tennis, the first time you did it, you're up in the living room, and you're like, yeah, you're doing a backhand, overhand, and you're super excited. And then you learn you could just do a backhand, overhand sitting, and back to the sedentary life we go. But this game, from my understanding, really provides the component that you have to move. And it not only forces you to move, but it allows you to move to safe places. Now, I know the news makes money selling news. So, many times you'll see, I saw the news like the first week, or, just scanning through the channels. Anybody knows me knows I don't watch the news. I figure if the world's going to end, I'd find out. And if I didn't find out, I'd be going to a safe place. So I'll be all right. Not saying I don't stay current. Everybody else watches the news and they kind of keep me current. But, we were flashing through the channels and we see this mad rush of people leaving their cars, running into the parks and different things like that in order to hatch their Pokemons or whatever. And, initially it's like, oh, that's hilarious. And then there's the safety concern that the news highlights. But what I love is that it's a game that gets people moving. And, the more we can move, of course, it's going to die down. We're Americans. We go hard out the paint, so to speak, and then we kind of slow down. So the momentum is going to slow down a little bit. But I love the fact that at least during the summertime, the weather's great. It allows people that opportunity to move. So I'm seeing like families. I'm seeing young people, old people, people in their 60s and people, in their 70s and 80s, just walking around, Legislative Hall or walking around local churches because they have like safe places, and the church is a safe place, or the government buildings are safe places. I guess you can hatch more Pokemons there. I don't really know the rules, but you see this massive people moving. Now, a couple things I think is awkward. They're moving with the screen like this close to their face. So that can be a hazard scenario. But you have people who would normally be home moving. And I think from that perspective, it's a phenomenal, phenomenal game. So I'm excited to see what the new iterations of it, what the, what gamers and technology does in order to form our society. There's a great book called The Change Agent, and it talks about how there's these different pillars in society, that forms or shapes the way society looks. And one of those pillars is the media. Another pillar is church, is government, is music, entertainment. That whole component, it shapes the way we view things. So I'm really excited to see what happens or what comes out of this, this series of games here. Because I think what's going to happen potentially is that there's room for other things. Pokemon's going to get competition, and there's going to be the Sonic or something like that. Sonic runs while Pokemon goes. Who knows? I just think it's hilarious, but I do think from a fitness perspective, it was genius. It was genius from a fitness perspective. Again, I've never played the game. I'm just watching what people are doing with it, and I think it's cool. I think that it's one soft, gentle way to create change to affect, our sedentary living as Americans, because we're naturally extremely sedentary. So, and I would say naturally, I'd say we're conditioned over the last probably 30 to 40 years, to be extremely sedentary. It's challenging to ride your bike without a lot of without bike pathways, to get you from one destination to another. And, people have thought about that and are looking to make adjustments with that. But until then, it is what it is. So I know I'm sedentary, so I sat down probably for a good 10 hours yesterday alone. So all that being said, I want to transition into this idea of forgiving yourself. What I mean by that is, specifically in fitness and nutrition, but you can use it anywhere in your life, that every day is not going to be a good day, And honestly, in order to reach your goals, every day doesn't have to be a good day. You just have to have more good days than bad days, so to speak. The idea is you want to be more consistent than you are inconsistent. Because if you're not, you're just consistently inconsistent. So, I like to use the 80% rule, that I want to be consistent at least 80% of the time, knocking out my, working towards my goals. And, even if I miss that, the reason why I think a lot of people fail is because they don't get back on the horse. It's not because they fall off the horse, because if anyone's honest, everyone falls off the horse. There's no immunity to falling off the horse. There's no immunity to failing at some degree. So it's not a question of failing, it's really a question of quitting. I know you guys are looking like, how much spinach is he going to put on here? But I think in my meal plan I have like 12 cups of spinach today for some weird reason. So I'm just piling it on. It'll cook down to almost nothing. But I figured what I'll do is cook all my vegetables together. And then I will, just separate it for each meal that it's going to go to. But yeah, so really important. You get on there, you're supposed to check in a certain day. You're supposed to, follow your meal plan. You wasn't supposed to eat those chocolate chip cookies, but you eat them. The next step, how much spinach do you need? Sean, that's a great question. You probably need about 4 to 8 cups of spinach. I just go OD with my spinach. So what you want to do is, let tomorrow give you the opportunity to start all over. It's kind of like that slide edge principle we talked about yesterday. So if you're supposed to be go straight here and you just fall slightly this way, come back. And the quicker you make the decision to come back, the quicker you start seeing yourself go in the positive direction, because that slight skewing doesn't really hurt your goals. It's just that when you stay on that pathway, you end up here when you want to end up here. So it's really important to just take the time and say, you know what? Yep, I messed up yesterday. Today's a new day. And even that night, hey, today was a bad, wasn't the optimal day. It wasn't according to the schedule and the plan that I had. What am I going to do for tomorrow? Am I going to prep a certain thing better? Am I going to defrost my chicken tonight? Because even though I didn't defrost it tonight to, in time to cook, if I defrost it tonight for tomorrow, then I have something to cook tomorrow, and boom, I'm back in the game. So always, the quicker you are forgiving yourself, the quicker you can recover from your fall, the more success you're going to have long term. So a really important principle to consider, hey, am I forgiving myself? Am I giving myself the opportunity to win? One thing I like to tell people when we're coaching is that understand babies fall at least 300 times, or toddlers fall at least 300 times while attempting to walk. So just they made the decision that we're going to walk. We've said, hey, and the reason why they want to walk is because we've modeled walking in front of them. What they haven't seen is how many times we failed before, before we learned how to walk. But babies, they learn how to walk, and in that process of learning how to walk, they fall like 300 times. And you know what they do? They just get back up. We actually encourage them to get back up with some Chinese-style black rice vinegar. So throw it on there for a little contrast of flavor. But yeah, I'm gonna put some garlic and where's my garlic? Some garlic, some black pepper, and some salt. Ooh, garlic. There you go. So, yeah. So they just forgive themselves. They don't even take it as an issue. Understand failing. If we're looking at success, the opposite of success is not failing. It's quitting. As long as you have breath in your lungs, you get an opportunity to reach your goal. It doesn't really matter how many times you've fallen. Most people haven't failed 300 times of being fit. They failed 10 times, 15 times. They say, hey, you know what? And then they take in a break, or they haven't forgiven themselves, and maybe it's not me, maybe it's the bad timing. It's never, it's never like a good timing. Excuse me. Excuse me. So it's never a good timing, to make the decision, so to speak, but it's really never bad timing either. Meaning life is not going to be set up saying, hey, now is the best time for you to make these decisions to move towards your goal. But at the same time, if you don't move now, when will you move? Because you're always in the now. Stay in the present. So when you're even considering to move forward, it's amazing how all that spinach cooked down to this little bit. When you're making that decision to move forward, don't even consider, what your past was like. Don't even consider what your failure was. Because your past, check this out. Isn't that pretty cool? I just made a dozen. But this is our muscle leg egg white. So I'll do, each one of these are a quarter cup. So I'll do 3 of these, and that'll be my 3/4 a cup. So I'm really excited. So that's kind of a quick way to kind of forgive yourself and say, hey, you know what? Yeah, I didn't do well last time, and I got distracted with so-and-so, and actually I messed up and I failed, and I went on this vacation, and ever since the vacation I was never able to recover, but now I'm going to go after it again. And don't stop going after it, because you're worthy. You're worth being successful, you're worth winning, you're worth being healthy. So it's really important that you take the time to say, I'm going to push towards it. And the last thing I would recommend to do is ask for help. I think the more technology we have, the less we access the resources that we have to allow us to really reach our goals. Meaning, I'm going to use myself as an example here. I put a splinter in my foot, not on purpose. I think I told about that yesterday. That's the reason my foot was hurting. But a splinter was in my foot for about a month, 2 months ago. And I thought it was all out. And I've been in pain. My foot's been hurting. And, I'm just, I guess, a regular dude. I just decided I got stuff to do. So the splinter will just have to wait until I got time for it. It's such a bad thought process. But I have things to do, man. I don't got time to be sitting down and being hurt. So I just kept on doing everything I needed to do. I know I need to work out 3-4 days a week. So I work out 3, 4, 5 days a week, and I jump on my foot. I run on my foot. I do everything on my foot until recently. And the bottom of my foot like turns purple, and it begins to, like it's unbearable. And even when it was purple initially, I was like, well, what it probably is just, burst some capillaries, and your feet should never be purple. And so I was like, I'm good. When it started hurting really, really bad, I decided to go to the urgent care. And I have probably about 10 to 15 nurses, a part of our family and a part of our team. And I go there, they tell me whatever they tell me. And yesterday, I told two of our nurses, and one was like, "Hey, you got a couple seconds? I could look at it real quick." And I'm like, "Yeah, sure, look at it." She gives me a solution, and my foot is already starting to drain and decrease inflammation. Now it hurts right now because it's draining, but it's kind of cool. And I looked at that, and I was like, man, how many people have access to so many resources like I did, and just does not use them? We're just for some reason resilient or resistance to the help that is available to us. So I implore you, I encourage you, ask for help, even if it's, hey, how do you do this? What are your thought process on this? Because people love helping people. And I've seen, and I guess it's a part of the way you position yourself and how you look at things. But I tell you, if you ask somebody for help, man, the world comes to you to aid you, and people love it. We feel empowered behind it. It's kind of like what the Bible says: is more blessing to give than it is to receive. And we feel awesome to say, hey, I've helped you. I know that the reason why our business is what it is today is because we've had great people help us along the way. I am not smart enough, and I know I don't have the people skills or any of the things that you need to be intrinsically say, hey, I'm able to do that. But even now, we have a really good team, we have a great staff, and then we have great people within our family that's able to help and say, hey, Evans, if you do this a little bit better, if you do this a little bit different, you can accomplish success here. So I implore you, ask for help, get the help that you need, whether it's in fitness or in your goals, and you'll see yourself grow at a faster pace. You were not designed to do it alone. So really excited about that. Lastly, I just want to kind of do promo because I rarely do it, but Evans here at Senior Fit. We are launching a new program called Fit Ranks, and I am so excited about this program. It's ridiculous. The thought process or idea behind it is it's a group fitness program, so definitely not for everybody. We're going to use like that ladies space that we have right now, so it's not even going to compete or conflict with our regular training space, but we're going to do this Fit Ranks, and it's going to be group fitness. It's going to max out about 12 people, and it's going to be absolutely phenomenal. It's going to have progressions in it. The price point is going to be extremely attractive, and so that's one thing that's coming up. It's going to launch September 1st, so you'll probably see an email about registering early and all those kind of things. And then lastly, we still have our our back to school challenge coming up. And the back to school challenge is starting August 21st. So there's only there's still about a good 8 to 10 spots left available in that, but it's going to be awesome, and that's coming up. So it's $250. You get specific nutrition with our nutritionist, as well as you'll actually get tied into the Fit Ranks training sessions with it. So it's going to be lots of fun. It's going to be very, very, very valuable, and I just want to put a little plug about it. So Evans here at Senior Fit. Love you guys. Talk to you soon, and see you at the top.